Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to explore a profound truth. Nothing can hurt you anymore. This statement, while simple, carries the weight of resilience, strength, and the transformative power of the human spirit. In a world filled with challenges, pain, and adversity, it is crucial to understand that our true strength lies not in the absence of hardship, but in our ability to rise above it. The power of perspective is a transformative force in our lives. It shapes how we interpret our experiences, influences our emotional responses, and ultimately determines our ability to navigate the ups and downs of life. When faced with challenges, our perspective can either act as a barrier that holds us back or a catalyst that propels us forward. Consider this. Two individuals can experience the same event but react to it in vastly different ways. For example, imagine two students who receive a low grade on an important exam. One student may view this setback as a personal failure, allowing it to crush their confidence and foster a sense of hopelessness. They might dwell on the grade, thinking thoughts like, "I'm not smart enough," or "I'll never succeed." This negative perspective can lead to a downward spiral of self-doubt and fear, ultimately hindering their motivation to improve. In contrast, the second student might approach the same situation with a growth mindset. Instead of viewing the low grade as a reflection of their abilities, they see it as an opportunity for learning. They might ask themselves questions like, "What can I learn from this experience?" Or "How can I prepare better next time?" This shift in perspective not only helps them to cope with the disappointment, but also empowers them to take constructive action. They might seek help from a teacher, form a study group, or develop a new study strategy, all of which contribute to their growth and success in the long run. This example illustrates a fundamental truth. Our mindset can profoundly influence our trajectory. When we consciously choose to adopt a positive perspective, we open ourselves up to possibilities and solutions that may have previously seemed out of reach. This doesn't mean ignoring the reality of difficult situations or pretending that everything is fine. Instead, it involves recognizing the challenges we face while also acknowledging our capacity to overcome them. Moreover, perspective is not static. It can be cultivated and changed. One effective way to shift our perspective is through gratitude. By focusing on what we appreciate in our lives, we can reframe our experiences, making it easier to see the silver lining in difficult situations. For instance, instead of lamenting a lost job, we might consider the new opportunities that lie ahead, or the skills we can develop during our time of transition. Practicing gratitude helps to rewire our brains, making it easier to maintain a positive outlook even in the face of adversity. Additionally, surrounding ourselves with positive influences can significantly enhance our perspective. The people we interact with and the messages we consume can either uplift us or drag us down. Engaging with individuals who encourage resilience, offer support, and inspire us to see the bigger picture can reinforce our ability to maintain a constructive perspective. Similarly, consuming content such as books, podcasts, or videos that promotes positivity and growth can further enrich our mindset. Finally, it's important to remember that adopting a positive perspective is a skill that requires practice. Just like any other skill, the more we work on it, the better we become. Techniques such as mindfulness, journaling, and visualization can help us become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, allowing us to intentionally choose how we respond to challenges. By regularly reflecting on our experiences and consciously seeking to reframe negative thoughts, we can strengthen our ability to maintain a positive perspective, ultimately leading to greater resilience and well-being. In summary, the power of perspective is immense. It shapes our reality and influences our actions, often determining whether we rise to meet challenges or succumb to them. By consciously cultivating a positive outlook, practicing gratitude, surrounding ourselves with supportive influences, and actively working to reframe our thoughts, we can harness this power to transform our lives. Embracing this principle allows us to understand that indeed, nothing can hurt us anymore. Not because we are immune to pain, but because we possess the strength to rise above it. Embracing vulnerability is often viewed as a sign of weakness in our society, but in reality, it is one of the greatest sources of strength we possess. Vulnerability is about allowing ourselves to be seen and accepting the inherent risks that come with being open and honest about our feelings, experiences, and shortcomings. When we embrace vulnerability, we create an environment that fosters authenticity, connection, and personal growth. To understand the importance of vulnerability, we must first recognize what it truly means. Vulnerability involves exposing our true selves, including our fears, insecurities, and uncertainties. It means admitting when we are struggling and seeking help when we need it. This process can be uncomfortable and intimidating, as it often requires us to step outside our comfort zones and confront the fear of judgment or rejection. However, it is precisely through this discomfort that we find opportunities for growth and healing. One of the most significant benefits of embracing vulnerability is the deep connections it fosters with others. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite others to do the same. This mutual sharing of experiences creates a safe space where empathy and understanding can thrive. For instance, consider a person who openly shares their struggles with anxiety in a group setting. By doing so, they may encourage others who are facing similar challenges to share their own experiences. This exchange not only strengthens relationships, but also reminds everyone involved that they are not alone in their struggles. Furthermore, vulnerability encourages authenticity. In a world where social media often portrays idealized versions of life, embracing vulnerability allows us to break free from the pressure to present a perfect facade. By being honest about our experiences, we create a more realistic and relatable narrative that resonates with others. This authenticity can inspire those around us to embrace their own imperfections and vulnerabilities, ultimately leading to a more supportive and compassionate community. Moreover, embracing vulnerability is essential for personal growth. When we confront our fears and insecurities, we create opportunities for self-discovery and transformation. For instance, an individual who is afraid of public speaking may choose to participate in a workshop where they can practice speaking in front of others. By confronting this fear, they not only develop their speaking skills, but also gain confidence in their abilities. This process of facing vulnerability can lead to profound insights about ourselves and our capabilities, empowering us to take on new challenges in the future. Additionally, vulnerability allows us to cultivate resilience. When we acknowledge our struggles and accept help from others, we build a support network that can help us navigate difficult times. By being open about our challenges, we create opportunities for others to offer assistance, guidance, and encouragement. This interconnectedness reinforces the idea that we are not alone in our struggles, and that it is okay to seek support when needed. As we learn to lean on others during tough times, we develop a sense of resilience that enables us to bounce back from adversity more effectively. It's also important to note that embracing vulnerability requires self-compassion. Often we are our own harshest critics, and this can prevent us from being vulnerable. By practicing self-compassion, we learn to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, recognizing that everyone experiences pain and hardship. This shift in mindset allows us to embrace our vulnerabilities without judgment, creating a more nurturing internal environment that fosters growth and healing. Moreover, vulnerability is closely linked to creativity and innovation. When we allow ourselves to take risks and express our true selves, we open the door to new ideas and possibilities. Many artists, writers, and creators have spoken about the importance of vulnerability in their work. By sharing their authentic experiences, they connect with their audience on a deeper level, often eliciting powerful emotions and responses. This connection not only enriches their work, but also encourages others to explore their creativity and express their unique perspectives. In a practical sense, embracing vulnerability can take many forms. It may involve sharing our thoughts and feelings with a trusted friend, seeking therapy or counseling, or engaging in activities that push us out of our comfort zones. It can also mean advocating for ourselves in difficult situations or standing up for our beliefs, even when it feels risky. Each act of vulnerability reinforces our capacity for resilience and growth, helping us to build a more fulfilling and meaningful life. In summary, embracing vulnerability is a powerful and transformative practice. It fosters deep connections, encourages authenticity, and promotes personal growth and resilience. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we not only empower ourselves, but also create a culture of openness and support that benefits everyone. In this way, we can truly understand that nothing can hurt us anymore, not because we are shielded from pain, but because we have the courage to face it head on and emerge stronger than before. Resilience is often defined as the ability to bounce back from challenges, setbacks, and adversity. It is a quality that allows individuals to face difficult situations with courage and determination, emerging from them stronger and more capable than before. Understanding resilience through the lens of adversity is crucial because it highlights the role that our experiences, particularly the tough ones, play in shaping who we are and how we navigate life. When we encounter adversity, whether it be loss, failure, or hardship, it can feel overwhelming. In these moments, it's easy to become consumed by negative emotions, fear, sadness, anger, or despair. However, it is essential to recognize that these experiences, while painful, can also serve as powerful teachers. Each challenge we face presents us with an opportunity to learn about ourselves, our strengths, and our capacity for growth. For instance, consider someone who faces a significant setback in their career, such as being passed over for a promotion or losing a job. At first, this situation may evoke feelings of disappointment and self-doubt. However, through reflection and perseverance, that individual can begin to see this experience as a catalyst for change. They might take this opportunity to reassess their career goals, seek additional training, or even pursue a completely new path that aligns more closely with their passions. In this way, what initially feels like a defeat can ultimately lead to new and fulfilling opportunities. Moreover, resilience through adversity involves cultivating a growth mindset, the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work and dedication. This perspective encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Individuals with a growth mindset are more likely to embrace adversity, understanding that each struggle contributes to their personal development. They see failure not as a reflection of their worth, but as a stepping stone toward success. The process of building resilience is often supported by our responses to adversity. When faced with challenges, we can either succumb to negativity or adopt a proactive approach. Those who choose to focus on solutions and take action, whether through seeking support, setting new goals, or learning from their mistakes, tend to develop a greater sense. For example, a student who fails an important exam might seek help from a teacher, join a study group, or develop a more effective study plan for future assessments. This proactive approach not only aids in academic improvement, but also reinforces the belief that they can overcome challenges through effort and perseverance. Another critical aspect of resilience is the role of emotional regulation. Learning to manage our emotions in the face of adversity is essential for resilience. This does not mean suppressing or ignoring our feelings. Rather, it involves acknowledging them and finding healthy ways to cope. Techniques such as mindfulness, deep breathing, and journaling can help individuals process their emotions, reducing feelings of overwhelm and fostering a clearer mindset. By developing emotional regulation skills, we empower ourselves to respond to challenges with clarity and composure, rather than reacting impulsively out of fear or frustration. Social support also plays a significant role in building resilience. When we face adversity, having a strong support network can make all the difference. Friends, family, mentors, and community members can provide encouragement, advice, and a listening ear during difficult times. Research has shown that individuals with strong social connections are more likely to recover from setbacks and maintain a positive outlook on life. Engaging with others who have faced similar challenges can also provide valuable insights and strategies for coping. Sharing our experiences fosters a sense of belonging and reinforces the understanding that we are not alone in our struggles. Furthermore, resilience is closely tied to our sense of purpose. Individuals who have a clear sense of purpose or meaning in their lives are often better equipped to navigate adversity. This sense of purpose can come from various sources, such as personal values, career aspirations, or relationships. When we have a reason to persevere, whether it be our passion for a particular field, our commitment to our loved ones, or our desire to contribute to our community, we are more likely to face challenges with determination and optimism. For example, someone who is passionate about helping others may find the strength to overcome personal adversity in order to continue serving their community. It's also important to note that resilience is not a fixed trait. It is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. Just as physical muscles grow stronger with use, our capacity for resilience can be enhanced through practice and experience. By intentionally seeking out challenges, reflecting on our responses, and learning from our experiences, we can build our resilience. This means actively engaging in new experiences, stepping outside our comfort zones, and embracing the uncertainty that comes with growth. In summary, resilience through adversity is a vital quality that empowers us to navigate life's challenges with strength and determination. By embracing a growth mindset, cultivating emotional regulation skills, seeking social support, and nurturing a sense of purpose, we can develop our resilience and emerge stronger from difficult experiences. Ultimately, it is through our struggles that we learn about our true capabilities and build the foundation for future success. In this way, we come to realize that nothing can hurt us anymore. Not because we are immune to pain, but because we have the resilience to rise above it. Self-compassion is a vital, yet often overlooked aspect of our emotional well-being. It refers to the practice of treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and acceptance, especially in moments of failure, suffering, or inadequacy. Instead of being harshly critical or judgmental toward ourselves, self-compassion encourages a nurturing and supportive inner dialogue. This practice is essential for fostering resilience and emotional health, particularly in the face of life's challenges. To understand the importance of self-compassion, we first need to recognize how it differs from self-esteem. While self-esteem typically hinges on external validation and comparisons with others, self-compassion is rooted in an internal sense of worth. It allows us to acknowledge our imperfections without diminishing our value as individuals. When we practice self-compassion, we shift our focus from achieving success and avoiding failure to simply accepting ourselves as we are, flaws and all. This fundamental shift can have profound implications for our overall mental health and emotional resilience. One of the core components of self-compassion is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and acknowledging our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice allows us to recognize when we are experiencing pain or difficulty and to observe those emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. By developing mindfulness, we create space to respond to our struggles with kindness rather than criticism. For example, if we experience a setback such as failing to meet a personal goal, mindfulness helps us recognize our feelings of disappointment without spiraling into self-judgment. Instead of thinking, "I always mess up," we can acknowledge, "I am feeling disappointed right now, and that's okay." Another critical aspect of self-compassion is the ability to recognize our shared humanity. It's important to understand that everyone experiences hardship and failure. We are not alone in our struggles. This realization can be incredibly liberating. When we recognize that suffering is a universal experience, we can let go of the false belief that we must be perfect or that we are somehow inadequate. This shared humanity fosters a sense of connection with others, reminding us that we are part of a larger community of people who face similar challenges. For example, when we encounter difficulties in our careers or personal lives, remembering that others have faced similar obstacles can provide comfort and perspective. We can find solace in knowing that our struggles do not define us and that we are all navigating the complexities of life together. Practicing self-compassion also involves offering ourselves the same kindness and support that we would readily extend to a friend or loved one. Often, we are our own harshest critics, quick to point out our flaws and shortcomings while offering little in the way of encouragement. Imagine if a friend came to us feeling down about a mistake they made. Most of us would respond with compassion, offering words of support and understanding. By adopting this same approach toward ourselves, we can cultivate a more nurturing internal dialogue. For instance, instead of berating ourselves for not achieving a goal, we might say, "It's okay, I did my best, and I can learn from this experience." This shift in language can significantly alter our emotional landscape, allowing us to approach challenges with a greater sense of self-acceptance and peace. The practice of self-compassion can also lead to improved emotional regulation. When we are kind to ourselves in times of distress, we create a more stable emotional foundation. Instead of reacting impulsively or allowing negative emotions to spiral out of control, self-compassion enables us to respond thoughtfully and calmly. For example, if we experience a conflict with a colleague, practicing self-compassion helps us to acknowledge our feelings without overreacting. We can approach the situation with a clearer mindset, considering our options and responding in a way that aligns with our values. This ability to regulate our emotions is a crucial component of resilience, as it allows us to navigate challenges with grace and composure. Moreover, self-compassion has been linked to numerous psychological benefits, including lower levels of anxiety, depression, and stress. Research indicates that individuals who practice self-compassion are more likely to engage in healthy coping strategies and exhibit greater emotional resilience. When faced with adversity, self-compassionate individuals are better equipped to bounce back from setbacks and maintain a positive outlook on life. For example, someone who has experienced a personal loss may find it easier to process their grief and eventually heal when they practice self-compassion. They can acknowledge their pain without judgment, allowing themselves the time and space to grieve without feeling pressured to move on quickly. Additionally, self-compassion can enhance our motivation and drive. Contrary to the belief that self-criticism is a necessary motivator, research shows that self-compassionate individuals are more likely to pursue their goals with enthusiasm and perseverance. This is because self-compassion creates an environment of safety and support, allowing us to take risks and embrace challenges without the fear of harsh self-judgment. For instance, if we set a challenging goal and encounter obstacles along the way, practicing self-compassion encourages us to view these setbacks as part of the learning process rather than as evidence of our inadequacy. This perspective empowers us to keep moving forward, even in the face of difficulties. In summary, self-compassion is a powerful practice that can transform our relationship with ourselves and enhance our emotional well-being. By treating ourselves with kindness, acknowledging our shared humanity, and fostering a nurturing inner dialogue, we can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and grace. Embracing self-compassion allows us to understand that nothing can hurt us anymore, not because we are immune to suffering, but because we possess the tools to face it with understanding, acceptance, and love. Letting go of the past is a crucial step toward personal growth and emotional well-being. Many of us carry the weight of past experiences, whether they are regrets, failures, or painful memories. These burdens can significantly impact our present lives, affecting our relationships, decision-making, and overall mental health. The ability to let go of the past is not only liberating, it is essential for fostering resilience and creating a fulfilling future. One of the primary reasons letting go of the past is challenging is that our identities are often intertwined with our experiences. We may define ourselves based on our past successes or failures, leading us to believe that these experiences dictate our worth and potential. For instance, a person who experienced a significant failure in their career may struggle with feelings of inadequacy, believing that their worth is tied to that single event. This mindset can prevent them from pursuing new opportunities or taking risks, as they may fear repeating past mistakes. To truly let go of the past, we must disentangle our identities from our experiences and recognize that we are more than our mistakes or setbacks. The process of letting go begins with acknowledgement. It is essential to recognize and validate the emotions associated with our past experiences. This may involve reflecting on our feelings of hurt, disappointment, or regret. Allowing ourselves to feel these emotions is a vital part of the healing process. Suppressing or ignoring our feelings can lead to resentment and emotional stagnation. By confronting our emotions, we can begin to understand the impact of our past on our present and future. This acknowledgement creates a foundation for healing and transformation. Another critical aspect of letting go is forgiveness, both of ourselves and others. Holding on to grudges and resentments can create emotional burdens that weigh us down. When we cling to anger or disappointment, we inadvertently give power to those past experiences, allowing them to dictate our current emotional state. Forgiveness does not mean condoning the actions of others or dismissing our pain. Rather, it is about freeing ourselves from the grip of negative emotions. When we forgive, we reclaim our power and open ourselves up to new possibilities. For instance, someone who has been wronged in a relationship may find it liberating to forgive their partner, allowing them to move forward without the weight of unresolved anger. Self-compassion also plays a significant role in the process of letting go. When we practice self-compassion, we treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, particularly when reflecting on our past mistakes. Instead of engaging in self-criticism, we can acknowledge our imperfections and recognize that everyone makes mistakes. This shift in perspective allows us to learn from our experiences rather than be defined by them. For example, if we made a poor decision in the past that led to negative consequences, self-compassion enables us to view this experience as a learning opportunity rather than a permanent failure. By reframing our past in this way, we create space for growth and healing. Mindfulness is another powerful tool that can aid in the process of letting go. Practicing mindfulness encourages us to remain present in the moment and to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This awareness allows us to recognize when we are dwelling on the past and to gently guide our focus back to the present. Mindfulness helps us understand that while the past has shaped us, it does not have to dictate our current reality. For instance, when we find ourselves ruminating on past mistakes, mindfulness can help us acknowledge those thoughts without becoming consumed by them, enabling us to return our attention to the present and engage with life more fully. Additionally, setting intentions for the future can be a powerful way to facilitate letting go of the past. When we focus on our aspirations and goals, we redirect our energy toward what we want to create in our lives rather than what we wish to leave behind. This forward-thinking mindset empowers us to envision a future unencumbered by past experiences. For example, if we have been struggling with feelings of inadequacy due to past failures, setting specific, achievable goals can help us regain a sense of agency and purpose. By actively working toward our aspirations, we create a new narrative that reinforces our capacity for growth and change. Creating a supportive environment is also crucial for letting go of the past. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences, whether through friends, family, or community, can provide the encouragement we need to release old burdens. Engaging with individuals who promote resilience and personal growth can inspire us to embrace change and let go of what no longer serves us. Furthermore, seeking professional support, such as therapy or counseling, can provide valuable tools and strategies for processing past experiences and developing healthier coping mechanisms. It is important to recognize that letting go of the past is not a linear process. It takes time and effort. There may be moments when we feel empowered to release our burdens, followed by times of struggle when old feelings resurface. This ebb and flow is a natural part of the healing journey. Practicing patience and self-compassion during these times is essential, as it allows us to acknowledge our progress while remaining gentle with ourselves as we navigate our emotions. In summary, letting go of the past is a vital component of personal growth and emotional well-being. By acknowledging our experiences, practicing forgiveness, embracing self-compassion, utilizing mindfulness, and focusing on future intentions, we can release the emotional burdens that hold us back. Letting go empowers us to embrace the present fully, fostering resilience and paving the way for a more fulfilling future. Ultimately, by learning to release the past, we come to understand that nothing can hurt us anymore, not because we are immune to pain, but because we possess the strength to transform our experiences and shape our destinies. The role of community in our lives is profoundly significant, particularly when it comes to fostering resilience and emotional well-being. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and our connections with others play a crucial role in shaping our experiences, perspectives, and overall mental health. A supportive community can provide us with the strength, encouragement, and resources we need to navigate life's challenges, ultimately reinforcing the belief that nothing can hurt us anymore. At the heart of a strong community is the sense of belonging. When we feel connected to others, we develop a sense of security and support that can help us weather life's storms. This sense of belonging creates a network of relationships that enrich our lives, providing us with emotional nourishment and understanding. For example, individuals who actively participate in community groups, whether through clubs, volunteer organizations, or social networks, often report feeling more fulfilled and less isolated. This connection fosters resilience by reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. Others share similar experiences and can offer support. One of the most important functions of community is the provision of emotional support. During difficult times, having friends, family, or mentors to lean on can make all the difference. Emotional support can come in many forms, from a listening ear to practical assistance. When we encounter challenges, such as job loss, relationship issues, or health concerns, Knowing that we have people who care about us and are willing to help can alleviate feelings of stress and despair. For instance, during a period of grief, friends and family can provide comfort and companionship, helping us process our emotions and navigate the grieving process. This support not only fosters healing, but also reinforces our resilience by reminding us that we have a safety net during tough times. Additionally, community provides opportunities for shared experiences and collective learning. Engaging with others allows us to gain new perspectives and insights that can enhance our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. For example, participating in group discussions, workshops, or support groups can facilitate the exchange of ideas and strategies for coping with adversity. When we share our stories and hear those of others, we broaden our horizons and learn that there are various ways to approach challenges. This collective wisdom empowers us to face difficulties with greater confidence and adaptability. Moreover, a supportive community can encourage personal growth and development. When we surround ourselves with individuals who inspire and challenge us, we are more likely to step outside our comfort zones and pursue our goals. For instance, being part of a group that emphasizes personal development, such as a book club, a fitness class, or a professional organization, can motivate us to strive for improvement. The encouragement and accountability provided by our community can reinforce our commitment to growth and resilience. When we see others working toward their goals, it can ignite a sense of determination within us to do the same. Another essential aspect of community is the sense of shared responsibility and mutual support. In a healthy community, members look out for one another, creating an environment where individuals feel empowered to ask for help and offer assistance when needed. This reciprocity fosters trust and connection, reinforcing the idea that we are all in this together. For example, during challenging times such as natural disasters or personal crises, communities often come together to support those in need, providing resources, emotional support, and practical assistance. This collective response strengthens bonds and fosters resilience among community members. In addition to emotional support, community can also provide practical resources and opportunities. Whether it's access to job training programs, educational resources, or health services, communities can serve as a valuable source of information and support. When individuals encounter challenges, knowing where to turn for help can alleviate feelings of helplessness. For instance, a community center might offer workshops on financial literacy, job search strategies, or mental health resources, equipping individuals with the tools they need to navigate difficult situations. Access to these resources enhances our capacity for resilience, allowing us to face challenges with greater confidence. Furthermore, the role of community extends to fostering a sense of purpose and identity. Being part of a community can provide us with a sense of belonging and significance, helping us understand our place in the world. Engaging in community service, activism, or volunteer work can deepen our connection to others and reinforce our values. For example, individuals who volunteer for a cause they are passionate about often report feeling a greater sense of fulfillment and purpose in their lives. This sense of purpose can be a powerful motivator during challenging times, helping us to stay focused on what truly matters and inspiring us to persevere in the face of adversity. It's important to recognize that community can take many forms, from traditional family structures to online support groups. In today's interconnected world, technology has expanded our ability to connect with others, allowing us to build communities that transcend geographical boundaries. Online platforms provide opportunities for individuals to find like-minded people, share their experiences, and seek support from others who understand their struggles. This virtual community can be particularly beneficial for those who may feel isolated or marginalized in their immediate surrounding. Lastly, building and maintaining a supportive community requires effort and intention. It involves actively engaging with others, reaching out for support when needed, and being willing to offer help in return. By fostering open communication and vulnerability within our communities, we can create an environment that encourages connection and growth. This commitment to building relationships enhances our collective resilience and reinforces the idea that we are stronger together. In summary, the role of community is essential in fostering resilience and emotional well-being. Through a sense of belonging, emotional support, shared experiences, personal growth, and practical resources, A supportive community can empower us to navigate life's challenges with greater strength and confidence. By embracing the connections we have with others and actively participating in our communities, we can cultivate an environment that reinforces our belief that nothing can hurt us anymore. Together, we can face adversity with courage and emerge stronger on the other side. Mindfulness and presence are powerful practices that can significantly enhance our emotional well-being and resilience in the face of life's challenges. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully engaged in the present moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, and cultivating an awareness of our surroundings and experiences. This intentional focus on the present can help us break free from the cycles of worry, regret, and stress that often dominate our minds, allowing us to experience life more fully and authentically. The modern world is filled with distractions that can easily pull us away from the present moment. With the constant barrage of information from technology and social media, many of us find ourselves multitasking and moving through our days on autopilot. This fragmented attention can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and a sense of disconnection from ourselves and others. Practicing mindfulness helps counteract these tendencies by encouraging us to slow down and truly engage with our experiences. One of the primary benefits of mindfulness is its ability to reduce stress and anxiety. When we focus on the present moment, we can create a buffer against the overwhelming emotions that often arise when we dwell on past mistakes or worry about future uncertainties. For example, when faced with a stressful situation, such as an impending deadline or a difficult conversation, mindfulness allows us to acknowledge our feelings without becoming consumed by them. By bringing our awareness back to our breath, our body, or our immediate environment, we can cultivate a sense of calm and clarity that enables us to respond more effectively. Additionally, mindfulness fosters greater emotional regulation. When we practice being present with our emotions, we develop the ability to observe them without judgment or reactivity. This awareness can help us recognize patterns in our emotional responses and identify triggers that may lead to stress or overwhelm. For instance, if we notice that certain situations consistently provoke anxiety, mindfulness allows us to approach these triggers with curiosity rather than fear. By understanding our emotional landscape, we can make more informed choices about how to respond, ultimately enhancing our resilience. Another key aspect of mindfulness is self-acceptance. In our fast-paced world, it is common to hold ourselves to unrealistic standards or to be overly critical of our imperfections. Mindfulness encourages us to embrace our thoughts and feelings as they are, without trying to change or control them. This acceptance can lead to a greater sense of self-compassion, allowing us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. For example, when we experience feelings of inadequacy, mindfulness helps us acknowledge these emotions without judgment, reminding us that it is okay to struggle and that we are not alone in our experiences. Mindfulness also enhances our capacity for focus and attention. By training our minds to remain present, we can cultivate a greater sense of clarity and purpose in our daily lives. This increased focus can lead to improved productivity and creativity as we become more engaged in our tasks and more attuned to our surroundings. For instance, when we practice mindfulness while working on a project, we may find ourselves immersed in the task at hand, leading to greater efficiency and a more fulfilling experience. This sense of presence can also enhance our ability to connect with others as we become more attentive listeners and more empathetic communicators. Moreover, mindfulness encourages a deeper connection to our bodies and physical sensations. In our busy lives, we often disconnect from our bodies, neglecting our physical needs and ignoring signals of stress or discomfort. Mindfulness invites us to tune into our bodies, recognizing the importance of self-care and well-being. By practicing mindfulness techniques such as body scans or mindful movement, we can cultivate greater awareness of our physical sensations, promoting relaxation and reducing tension. This connection to our bodies enhances our overall well-being and reinforces our ability to cope with stress. The practice of mindfulness can take many forms, including meditation, deep breathing exercises, and mindful movement practices such as yoga or Tai Chi. Each of these techniques offers unique benefits, but they all share the common goal of cultivating present moment awareness. Engaging in regular mindfulness practice can help us build resilience over time, allowing us to navigate challenges with greater ease and grace. It's important to remember that mindfulness is not about achieving a particular state of mind or eliminating negative thoughts and emotions. Instead, it is about cultivating awareness and acceptance of our experiences, both positive and negative. As we develop our mindfulness practice, we may find that we become more attuned to the richness of our experiences, embracing the full spectrum of human emotions. This acceptance can lead to greater emotional resilience, as we learn to face challenges with an open heart and a clear mind. Additionally, mindfulness can foster a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the present moment. When we engage fully with our experiences, we become more aware of the beauty and richness of life as it unfolds. Simple moments, such as enjoying a meal, walking in nature, or sharing a conversation with a friend, can become sources of joy and fulfillment. This appreciation for the present helps counterbalance the tendency to focus on past regrets or future worries, reinforcing our ability to cultivate a positive mindset. In a practical sense, integrating mindfulness into our daily lives can be simple and accessible. It can be as straightforward as taking a few moments each day to pause, breathe, and check in with ourselves. We can incorporate mindfulness into routine activities such as eating, walking, or even washing the dishes, by focusing our attention on the sensations and experiences associated with these tasks. Over time, these small moments of mindfulness can accumulate, enhancing our overall sense of presence and resilience. In summary, mindfulness and presence are powerful practices that can significantly enhance our emotional well-being and resilience. By cultivating awareness of the present moment, we can reduce stress and anxiety, improve emotional regulation, foster self-acceptance, and deepen our connections with ourselves and others. Mindfulness empowers us to navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and compassion, reinforcing the belief that nothing can hurt us anymore. Through regular practice, we can develop the skills needed to embrace the present fully, fostering a deeper sense of fulfillment and resilience in our lives. Empowerment through action is a fundamental principle that underlies our ability to navigate life's challenges and foster resilience. Taking proactive steps toward our goals and well-being is essential for transforming our circumstances and shaping our destinies. When we embrace a mindset of empowerment, we shift from a position of passive acceptance to one of active engagement, allowing us to reclaim control over our lives and circumstances. One of the core elements of empowerment through action is recognizing the power of choice. Life often presents us with situations that are beyond our control. However, we always have the ability to choose how we respond to those situations. This realization is liberating. It allows us to move from a victim mentality where we feel powerless and at the mercy of external circumstances to an empowered mindset that acknowledges our agency and capacity to affect change. For example, if someone faces a setback, such as a job loss, they can choose to view this challenge as an opportunity for growth. Instead of succumbing to despair, they can take actionable steps to update their resume, network with others, or explore new career paths. This proactive approach not only fosters resilience, but also cultivates a sense of hope and possibility. Taking action also involves setting specific, achievable goals. When we establish clear objectives, we create a roadmap for our progress. These goals can be small or large, depending on our circumstances and aspirations. The key is to ensure that they are realistic and attainable, allowing us to experience a sense of accomplishment as we work toward them. For instance, if someone wants to improve their physical health, they might set a goal to exercise for 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. By breaking down larger goals into manageable steps, we can build momentum and motivation as we witness our progress over time. This incremental approach reinforces our belief in our capabilities, empowering us to tackle more significant challenges. Moreover, empowerment through action encourages us to step outside our comfort zones. Growth often occurs when we push ourselves to try new things or face our fears. While this can be daunting, it is essential for building resilience and confidence. For example, someone who is afraid of public speaking might choose to join a local Toastmasters club to practice their skills in a supportive environment. By actively confronting their fears, they not only improve their abilities, but also gain a sense of empowerment that comes from facing challenges head on. Each step taken outside of our comfort zone builds our resilience and reinforces our belief in our capacity to handle adversity. Additionally, action is closely linked to self-efficacy, the belief in our ability to succeed in specific situations. When we take action and achieve our goals, we reinforce our sense of self-efficacy, which in turn motivates us to take on new challenges. This cycle of action and achievement creates a positive feedback loop, where each success empowers us to pursue further goals and aspirations. For instance, a student who takes the initiative to seek help in a challenging subject and subsequently improves their grades is likely to feel more confident in their abilities. This newfound confidence can inspire them to take on more significant academic challenges or engage in extracurricular activities, further enhancing their sense of empowerment. It's also important to recognize that empowerment through action is not limited to individual pursuits. It can also extend to collective action within communities. When individuals come together to advocate for change, support one another, or engage in social initiatives, they amplify their impact and foster resilience on a larger scale. Community activism, volunteerism, and collective problem solving can empower individuals to take ownership of their circumstances and effect meaningful change. For example, a group of community members advocating for better access to mental health resources can create a supportive network that empowers individuals to seek help and prioritize their well-being. This collective action not only benefits the individuals involved, but also strengthens the community as a whole. Furthermore, empowerment through action involves cultivating a mindset of resilience and adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey. However, by developing the ability to adapt and pivot in response to challenges, we can maintain our momentum and continue moving forward. This adaptability is rooted in a growth mindset, the belief that our abilities can be developed through effort and learning. When we encounter obstacles, instead of viewing them as insurmountable barriers, we can approach them as opportunities for growth and innovation. For instance, if a business owner faces unexpected challenges in their industry, they might pivot their business model or explore new markets. This willingness to adapt not only empowers them to navigate adversity, but also fosters a culture of resilience within their organization. Moreover, taking action requires self-reflection and introspection. Understanding our motivations, values, and aspirations is essential for identifying the actions that align with our goals. Regular self-reflection allows us to assess our progress, recognize areas for improvement, and celebrate our achievements. For instance, maintaining a journal can be a valuable tool for self-reflection, helping us track our thoughts, emotions, and experiences over time. This practice fosters greater self-awareness and clarity, enabling us to make informed decisions about the actions we want to take in the future. It is also important to acknowledge that empowerment through action is not always about achieving monumental goals. It can be found in small, everyday actions. Each step we take, no matter how minor, contributes to our overall sense of empowerment and agency. Whether it's setting aside time for self-care, reaching out to a friend for support, or pursuing a new hobby, these actions cultivate a sense of agency in our lives. By recognizing the significance of these small actions, we can cultivate a more empowered mindset that reinforces our resilience. Finally, it's crucial to remember that empowerment through action is a lifelong journey. It requires ongoing commitment, self-compassion, and the willingness to embrace both successes and failures. By continuously seeking opportunities for growth and taking proactive steps toward our goals, we reinforce our belief in our capabilities and cultivate a resilient mindset. This journey of empowerment allows us to face life's challenges with confidence, ultimately leading to the realization that nothing can hurt us anymore, not because we are free from pain, but because we possess the strength, agency, and resilience to navigate whatever comes our way. In summary, empowerment through action is a fundamental principle that enables us to navigate life's challenges and foster resilience. By recognizing our agency, setting achievable goals, stepping outside our comfort zones, and embracing collective action, we can reclaim control over our lives and circumstances. This proactive approach not only enhances our sense of self-efficacy, but also reinforces our belief that we can face adversity with strength and determination. Through empowerment, we cultivate the mindset needed to embrace life fully, allowing us to understand that nothing can hurt us anymore. In conclusion, the journey of understanding that nothing can hurt you anymore is one of profound transformation and resilience. By embracing the power of perspective, vulnerability, resilience through adversity, self-compassion, letting go of the past, the role of community, mindfulness, and empowerment through action, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. Each of these principles interweaves to create a robust framework for emotional well-being, encouraging us to rise above our struggles and cultivate a fulfilling life. As we reflect on these key points, let us remember that the path to resilience is not always linear. It requires patience, commitment, and a willingness to grow. It is essential to honor our experiences, both good and bad, and to understand that they contribute to the rich tapestry of our lives. By fostering connections with others, practicing mindfulness, and embracing vulnerability, we can build a supportive environment that nurtures our growth and empowers us to overcome obstacles. Ultimately, by embodying these principles and taking proactive steps toward our goals, we can reclaim our power and foster a deep sense of inner strength. We can learn to respond to life's challenges with courage and determination, knowing that we have the tools to navigate whatever comes our way. Let us move forward with confidence, embracing the truth that we are capable of overcoming adversity and transforming our lives for the better. In doing so, we affirm that nothing can hurt us anymore, not because we are free from pain, but because we possess the resilience and empowerment to rise above it. Thank you.